Hello, all of my creative and crafty crochet friends. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube here, where we do all sorts of creative, crafty, fun things. And today we're going to explore the Woobles. So if you haven't heard of the Woobles yet and you are a crocheter, then I don't know how you've avoided it, honestly, but they have been everywhere for the last few years. And I recently came across an advertisement where they had developed a Lord of the Rings Woobles kit. And I was like, ooh, this might be the time I finally buy into this. And so I went on their website, I checked it out, and I didn't get it. I did not buy that particular set, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But after that, I was absolutely inundated with ads from the Woobles. Anytime I played an online game where there were advertisements, there was a Woobles ad. Anytime I logged into my social media or watched a YouTube video, they popped up. And it worked because finally I was like, okay, let me see what all the fuss and hubbub is about and what the deal is with these kits. Are they worth it? Because what I was noticing is that there were, in the comments, it was inevitably either people who were obsessed, who were like, oh, this is so much fun. I love this. I can't believe there's another kit. I'm so excited. Or people complaining about the price. That seemed to be kind of the two go between. So I was like, well, how much are these things? Why are people so upset over the pricing of it? And I did go online and I ended up purchasing one little Wooble that we'll get into in just a second. But I ended up not getting the Lord of the Rings set. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And I thought that Frodo was cute. Gandalf was kind of cute. Didn't love the expression, but there's only so much you can do with a small crochet piece. I understand that. And then as far as Balrog and the Gollum, I ultimately realized like they're cute and adorable. And so if you love them and you got this kit or you want to get this kit, I'm not trying to like say anything about the design of it all, but I realized that I like those characters to look a little more evil and a little more creepy. And so I just didn't want them to be cute because that's just how my brain works. So, but otherwise, I think it is a really nice kit. You get all kinds of other things with it, so on and so forth. But I believe it was about $195. So people immediately were like, oh my God, that's so much money. That's insane. But I think that's kind of looking at it from the point of view of like without realizing how much else is involved in it. So that's kind of what I want to look at today. I purchased a kit. Ultimately, they have a ton of options on their website. They're coming up with all this nostalgic stuff. They have Sanrio characters galore. They have some like Pac-Man, and now there's Care Bears and all these wonderful nostalgic things if you grew up in like the 80s, the 90s. And so I made it my kids' choice. I was like, do you want one of these Sanrio characters? They were like, that's too many to choose from. They have a little Pusheen collection as well. So ultimately it was decided upon Pusheen, which is really cute. I think this is just an adorable little character that perfectly falls into the shape of their sort of traditional little sort of round egg shape MO that they have. And so I'm going to make this for my kid today. Yes, we did already open it because we were both very curious to see all of these little goodies that are inside of it. And I knew I would have to wait for a day off work before I could even actually begin this video or this project. So we did do a little sneak peek ahead, but I am going to show you guys all the stuff that comes in here and what my thoughts are on it. So initially my thoughts are, as far as the price of it, what I'm gathering is probably the people who think it's too expensive are people who already have a lot of experience crocheting, and they're probably like, I can look at this and I can figure out how to make that, and I can go buy some yarn because I have everything else I need at home already, and I can figure out how to do that for like $5 or $10. And that's fine, but I don't think that's the whole point of these kits. So let's just get into it. Let's see what's in here. Let's start making this cute, adorable little Pusheen, and then I will wrap up my final thoughts about all of that at the end of the video. So let's get crafty, shall we? So here's our little Pusheen kit, and the whole concept behind the Woobles, I think, is because it is intended for beginners. Now they do have a few different options on their website. When you go to look, you'll see an option for, I believe, beginner, intermediate, and then their collaboration. So if you are a little more advanced, you could choose a kit that's a little more intermediate and maybe a little more challenging for you. But here we have cute little pictures on the back. I think it's adorable that they use each character in in each bit of packaging, that it's not just like, you know, a generic packaging with like a random character on the front. So this is very cute, but it's very much oriented toward beginners. Thought this was cute. Warning, may result in getting hooked. Okay, for ages 12 and up. And I believe, let's see, where did it say? It says that it could take 3 to 8 hours to complete. So I doubt that it's going to take me quite that long. Since I'm trying to do this in a video, it might take a little longer than usual, but we will see. And that's only because I have done crochet many times before. And so obviously, I'm going to be a little familiar with these things, whereas someone starting out might not be. But here we have our yarn, a little pink bit for the cheeks. And we have our stuffing. Oh, nice bag of fluffy stuffing. And the cute little crochet hook. And I do think that what they do is they have these little crochet hooks designed for each little character, which I think is also very cute. So if you're a fan, you know, if like you're a Lord of the Rings fan, they have that Lord of the Rings hook. The same thing with the Sanrio characters, the Pusheen, obviously, that we're looking at here. So very cute. I don't think it says anywhere what's, oh, there it is. The size of the crochet hook. I cannot read that. Maybe it says somewhere else. Is it a 4? I think it's a 4. It might be a 4. I don't know. Let me get it in the camera. I'm trying to look. So I believe it's a 4 millimeter. So that's a good standard size crochet hook that you could use for other projects. Here we have our main little ball of yarn. And then inside we have our, oh, look at that. So we have a little starter piece. And then we have our stitch markers, so some little stitch markers with it. So this is kind of nice. I like this because I think we'll watch the video. It comes with video instructions, and we'll see what it says about this. So if you're struggling to get started, that kind of gives you a starter piece, which I think is great, because when you're working in the rounds, honestly, sometimes this can be the most frustrating step. So I do appreciate that that's in there. And also it kind of gives you a reference to see what it's supposed to look like to begin with, right? And then we have the last little thing in here. It says instructions inside, how to wooble and weave woobly bits. Wee woobly bits. So very cute. So I did not open this yet. So let's open this up. A little Pusheen sticker. And check this out. So, meet Pusheen. Very cute. Follow the step-by-step guide. So then I guess we go to this and we will watch the video and do the step-by-step. And then here's our needle to finish things off. Oh no, I just lost something. Oh no, and oh, there it goes. Okay, I'm gonna say in this carpet that I have, it might be lost forever. So these must be the eyes. And the little eye backs, so little safety eyes. I like that there are 3. As I just demonstrated, people like me, who are a little clumsy, might lose one. So I do appreciate that there's an extra one in there right off the bat. So very cute. I am going to put on that note, well, this is kind of, I'm going to go ahead and put these back in here in the bottom. It's got that opening, but I'm going to put it back in the larger bag also. Now, before I get started on this, obviously, and this is not sharp. This is a dull needle. This is perfect for this kind of project for crochet. So if you are a younger beginner, you don't have to worry about somebody like stabbing themselves. I'm not going to obviously show each step by step. I am going to kind of show you guys the progression along the way and kind of touch base, because this is someone's design, right? And this is the Woobles design. So I'm not going to show you step by step how to make Pusheen. It feels a little unethical, but also I'm not trying to get sued, because that is their whole deal. So I am going to take this. I will say the yarn, it's like it feels like kind of, it's a stretchy, like almost, to me, it reminds me of like jersey fabric. So I do like that. It's nice and soft. I think this is a great choice, because I feel like this is easy to work with if you're a beginner, versus like if it was a really fuzzy fabric, which can be hard to see. So I do like that. That's my first thoughts on that. And it's obviously very quality. Like, it feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap or like it has some weird chemical-y stuff like some less expensive yarns can sometimes feel like. But so I'm going to get started on this. I'm going to check out this video and then I will come back and show you guys where I'm at. So I moved my whole operation downstairs on my couch to be cozy, and I just wanted to share a thought with you guys real quick. So one thing that I appreciate on the instructions, the video instructions, very, very thorough so far. And I will post a little screenshot up here somewhere, but they also offer options for left-handed or right-handed, which I think is amazing, because I actually worked with one kid when I was still teaching who was left-handed, and it was a struggle for me to try to figure out, like, you know, how to kind of reverse everything and do everything with this hand, because that does not come naturally to me. So I think that's awesome for beginners if you can learn how to crochet, because they do very, very step-by-step each crochet stitch and how to do everything, even, you know, the right side, wrong side. It is very thorough. And also, I myself just learned something new. Let me work with my right hand. In how to change colors with yarn for these sort of smaller patches. So I'm excited that I learned something new already today. Come back, Pusheen noggin. So yeah, so I already learned something new today. So I'm going to keep going, and I will meet you guys back in a little bit. So I just put my little safety eyes on my little Pusheen. My stripes are a little off, I think. I did something there with the changing of the yarn, but we're going to let it go. He's a unique Pusheen. Anyway, this is how far I've gotten so far. Hello. So I've just got my safety eyes on, but I did want to point something out. Oh gosh, where's the other one? We'll put that back in there. I was wondering what this little black yarn was for in the beginning, and as I was watching the video instructions, they covered all the bases, quite honestly, and I wanted to share that in case I forgot later. But, you know, it does recommend that even though they're called safety eyes, they're not recommended for young children or if you're making a little wooble for a pet to play with, because these can pop off with a little bit of pressure, even though they have the little, you know, washers on the back. So the reason they have this is in case you want to stitch your eyes on for a young child or a pet to play with. And they also offer instructions on how to do that. So I just absolutely appreciate that, because I love that they are covering all the bases with things like that. So again, just wanted to point that out before I forgot. So let me keep going and get our little Pusheen finished up. Okay, so I am back to wrap up the Wooble experience. I know I am wearing different clothes. It is about a week after I finished my little Pusheen Wooble, because I just didn't have a day off work to actually finish filming the video. So I can't remember exactly all the things that I said already. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself, but I did want to wrap things up for you guys. Let's look at a cute little Pusheen. Look at this. Adorable. So I'm going to talk about the little mouth in a second, but look at this. The stripes are a little off too. There's that little tail. So I think I miscounted something on the stripes right here. So I think there's either something missing here or I did an extra something on the bottom. I really don't know. It turned out really cute. So the instructions were easy to follow. On the mouth, this was my third attempt at that little mouth. I'll see if I still have a picture and I'll post it what my second attempt at the mouth looked like. It was really big. It looked kind of weird. It kind of looked more like an owl. And so I finally finished this little guy. When I had a break at work the other day, I did the mouth again. Fortunately, I had plenty of yarn to work with, which I will talk about in a moment also. This is the picture from the package. So here we go, a little side by side. I did this a little differently than they did in the instructions. It is what it is. I feel like my ears look a little different. Anyway, it's cute and I'm happy with it. My kid loves it. Little Pusheen. She's going to go in my kid's room and be adorable. So let's talk about my final thoughts about the Woobles. Do I think this is worth the money? Do I recommend? Let's talk about it. So again, I'm trying to remember what I said initially. I probably won't know until I go into the edit. My work schedule's been crazy, so I apologize, but if there's confusion. But anyway, initially I wasn't sure. I was like, is this just a bunch of hype? Is it just like it's become a trend and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon? You know, because in the comment sections, I found either people who were absolutely obsessed with the Woobles every time I saw an advertisement somewhere in social media, or people who complained about the cost and the price. And so I was like, well, you know, if the price is an issue, maybe it's not worth what they're charging for things. And I absolutely disagree with all of those comments about the price. And here is why. So first of all, a little bit about the company. They are located in Cary, North Carolina, which I was kind of excited to find out about because not a whole lot happens in North Carolina. Little cat just bombed my video. But they are located in North Carolina, which is great. The package shipped from Durham. So I imagine they probably have, you know, like the way that business works, the way that companies like this work, obviously they're not doing everything in one location, right? I do think it's still considered a small business. I found they have according to LinkedIn, they're registered as having between 50 to 200 employees. So this isn't like some massive company. I think part of the issue with the cost of things is that people compare everything to Walmart and Amazon, and you have to stop doing that. Just stop. I'm going to take a moment. Take a moment. So I'm not going to go off on that tangent because everything is not Amazon. Everything is not Walmart. They own so many things. It's absurd. They can afford to do free shipping because they are getting things at cheap labor costs. The quality of stuff is crap a lot of times. Let's just be honest. You know, do we have to sometimes get things from those places? Yes, I'm not condemning anyone for shopping there, whatever. We're not getting into that conversation. But quit comparing handmade things or small businesses, period, to those kind of companies. Everyone cannot afford to do free shipping. Everyone cannot afford to buy mass amounts of their product in ridiculously cheap bulk quantities. All right. So what I'm going to say about the Woobles specifically, let's just get back into that and back on topic. You know, they have employees. They are paying employees. I'm sure they're paying for warehouse costs. They are paying for the packaging materials. And the packaging, again, it's very personalized to each little character. So this is like, you know, you're not talking about just buying the actual package, but you're paying people to set all of this up. You're paying artists, not AI. Whole other topic for a whole other day, right? To lay these things out, to make sure the instructions are accurate to the package that they're doing. And it's very good quality. I also like it's not excessive packaging, which I will also say. In fact, I'm going to flip you around again for a second. So one thing that I did appreciate was, you know, it wasn't an insane amount of everything did not come in plastic, which I appreciate for environmental reasons. All of the yarns came with little paper wrappings, which is great. And you can see how much yarn I still have left over. I even still have some of the brown yarn left over that I used on the little snoot and the whiskers. So I definitely appreciate that. So you're definitely getting quality with that. Is this enough to make something else? Maybe. I have a whole stash of stuff downstairs as it is. But the whole point is I appreciate that they give you way more than enough in case you do make a mistake and you have to go back and take it out and start over. The little hooks are great quality. This was something I wasn't sure about because if you find things like this somewhere, it's just a sticker or, you know, something that's going to rub off very easily. These little personalized hooks that come with things I think are absolutely adorable. Of course, you have the stitch markers. I'm doing this one-handed. You have an extra eye. I did mention that in the beginning. The extra stitch marker, a quality needle. And the other thing to talk about is that you get these step-by-step instructions for your Wooble, okay? And what I wanted to mention about the instructions, they are very, very thorough. So I think if you are absolutely a beginner, I'm a little crooked, there we go. If you are an absolute beginner and you have never picked up a crochet hook or yarn and you have no idea what you're doing, the instructions are amazing because they literally will take you step by step how to get your starting chain, how to do a single crochet, just each stitch, and then it is broken up into small bite-sized sections. So once you do one step, it pauses itself, so you don't have to feel like you're rushing. You don't have to feel like you're trying to catch up to the instructions, which I think is really clever, a really smart way to do that. And you can always go back. The other thing is that I noticed is once I put my little code in, and I'm gonna have to remember to get the password, take the password off so nobody cheats and uses this. I don't want to get in trouble. But you type in your little password, you do your code, and then each time you log in, you don't have to go through all that again. It actually picks up right where you left off, which I appreciated with my ADHD because I hate having to go back and find places in instructional videos and whatever. I want to just like start where I left off. So I do appreciate that. Thorough instructions. Clearly someone is designing all of these little adorable doodads, and so you just have to think about all of the value that you're getting for the cost as far as the cost goes. So I feel like the people who are complaining about the cost of it in the comments are probably seasoned crocheters who have a bunch of yarn at home, who maybe already know how to do some of this style of crochet. And they're thinking, oh, I can figure that out on my own. That's great. You do that. But I think this just peeves me because as someone who's been a hairstylist for so many years, especially in that field where people want to gripe about the cost or the price of something. And it's like, first of all, most of the time we don't have control over that, and you bitching about the cost is not going to change the cost, and it's not going to help anything, right? Like if I can't afford something, I can't afford it. It's fine. There are plenty of things I can't afford, but I don't try to make people feel bad about that. That's nobody's problem but mine. Do I think there are things out there that are ridiculous to pay for, like overpriced to the point like why would you spend money on that? Yes, but that's my personal opinion about whatever that is. I think just keep it to yourself. If you don't see value in it, you don't. But I definitely do. I think that these are amazing. I am all for anyone trying to encourage creativity, which is definitely what the mission statement of the Woobles is trying to get people creative and crafty and doing things with their hands. I am all for that. That is what my whole channel is about. And I think you definitely get value for your money in this. I think if you are just starting out, you can find some cute little adorable, character that you would jive with. I think they're wonderful gift ideas if you wanted to get this for someone who maybe wants to start crocheting or even does, because they have all of these characters and collaborations and things that they do. So you could find something as a gift for someone. So I definitely do like it. Will I Wooble again? Maybe. It's possible. I'm gonna be honest, like I said in the I think I said in the beginning, some of the characters I don't think lend themselves as well to this little cute egg shape. But like Pusheen definitely does. The Sanrio characters definitely, some of the other ones. But again, that's just personal taste. That's just my personal opinion. Other people, I'm sure, think they're absolutely cute and adorable. I might Wooble again. I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes on it and see if they have some character that I fall in love with. And who knows, I might. I do recommend. I think they're great. I think they're wonderful. That's my opinion. That's my take on it. I'm glad I did this. It was fun. It took me about, I want to say, it's hard to know. I want to say it took me about 4, maybe 5 hours to complete Pusheen, because I did have to kind of stop and start several times, because I think when I started the video, it was on one day off. I had one day off between several days of working, and I had to do life things. I had to stop and do adult things. So, but, so you definitely also, you do get some time out of, like, this isn't something that you pick up, you do in 30 minutes and you're done and you feel like you got not much out of it. You definitely learn. And I did learn a couple of new techniques also. So I've been crocheting for quite a while and I learned a couple of new techniques, which I appreciate. So yeah, I just think it was fun. I think it was great. If the Woobles people happen to come across this, I don't know why they would, because I'm just a tiny little channel here, my little bitty corner, the corner of my room on YouTube. But if you do some artists, like I could see a little Frida Kahlo or a Bob Ross or a Jean-Michel Basquiat, right? That would be cute. do a good job with them though, because they're all important, wonderful artists. Or Georgia O'Keeffe. Anyway, if you come up with a line of artists and you wanted to send me one, I'd be willing to do that. If not, I would be willing to buy one. This is not sponsored. They don't know who I am. I'm rambling now. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this answers some of your Wooble questions. If you were curious about this company and about what you actually get with it. And yeah, we'll see. I will be back soon, hopefully very soon, with a new video. I have some ideas in store. So let me know what you guys think. If you have participated in this, it seems to have like a pretty big online community as well. I think there's like a Facebook group with over 200,000 people in it. So I think this also has become kind of a, like kind of a pop culture fun thing. You know, it's a little way for people to have a community of creative crocheting people, and I think that's wonderful too. Anytime we can get together, especially in times like we're in right now where people can be creative instead of destructive, I am all for that. I encourage that. Let's just be creative, be crafty, go forth, have fun. I hope you guys have fun doing all of your creative things. I will stop rambling and I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.